Hi guys, welcome to 9 Minutes Motivation at 9 a.m. with me. And I'm Deepak here, and my life is beautiful and stay on top of it because I work as worship. I'll somehow I tuned myself like that. I get inspired by whatever happens around me on a regular basis. So my teachings, my understandings are from not from books but from life itself. So I'm highly inspired by the way things happen around me and I pick up some lessons for myself, for my people, for 100 reasons. This marriage season is going on. All of you have been hearing from me multiple times. One thing which I have very nicely observed is this. So as the functions are going on, and every marriage there is some creativity. Some event manager will come with some brilliant ideas, and it's sometimes it isn't really fabulous. Sometimes it is horrible. And I've always seen when something very beautiful happens. So I have seen people sitting around me. Sometimes they are girls from my college. Sometimes they are parents who have a grown-up daughter or grown-up son. And they start after the marriage or towards the end of the marriage in the dining area. We'll be chatting and talking, and they'll say, "I also want to get my daughter married like this." Or the girl will say, "Oh my God, I also want to get married like this. This is how I want my wedding to be. This and that, all these things." And this happens, and this actually, without our knowledge, we end up absorbing those thoughts and ideas from the other marriages, and we want to do it in either it's you're getting married or your loved one getting married, and you want that to happen. You know what I call this as? If you hadn't gone to that marriage or that event, what happened there, you wouldn't have seen it, neither you would have felt it. So you would have never thought about something like this in your life. Before coming to that event, you have no idea about, or you had some idea about this is how I will get married, or this is how I'll get my daughter or son married. After coming to the wedding, you saw something maybe a little more bigger, better, beautiful, or something else you saw, and then you thought, no, not like that. I will do it like this. This I call it as borrowed desires, and we all are victims of numerous, innumerable borrowed desires. Not our desire. Just because somebody did it, somebody saw something, they felt, I also should have it. If you have not seen it, if you have not heard about it, you'll say, Deepak, is it not very obvious, natural? Yes, definitely. See, the what's happening around you should be aspirational. It makes sense. I also want to become as big as this person has become big in life. It should be aspirational. Not if that word even exists in dictionary. It should not be comparational. That you compared and then you said, I will do better than this, or I also want to do like this. So it was not your desire. You wanted to buy a Benz or an Audi or a BMW. Brilliant. You always aspired to have it. Just because one of your relative bought it, you thought if he can, I also will want to buy it now. So you borrowed that desire. Now, if you actually look into our life, we all are heavily burdened ourselves, not because that is our aspiration. There's a lot of difference between your personal aspiration and you have borrowed desires. And we all are victims and heavily burdened with the desire that we have borrowed. And that burden slows us down, makes us feel little, sometimes lesser about us, makes us feel little miserable because see that person who did what they did, they had aspiration for that, they had passion for that. So they gave everything and they made it possible for them. No, this what you saw was what they achieved or what they did, but the person behind that, what was his thoughts or her thoughts and her emotions, and how they did everything. That part we do not know. We only see the result what they have got it. So we compare and we want that for us, but we don't know how much has gone in getting that process of making the result happen. All that we have no idea about it. So it becomes very difficult for us that why I don't able to have it. and this burden is too heavy. And I realized when I understood this long time back in my life that we all have these unwanted borrowed desires in life. It's too much of mental emotional stress, pressure, because the mind is like that. If you have a desire, it wants to fulfill it. You want to fulfill it. You set goals. The mind, subconscious mind, will not give up till you achieve that goal. So there is an incompleteness which has to be completed. That is how a desire is being completed. A desire or a goal or a dream, it's an incompleteness that is there within you, which you saw it outside, and now you have to go all out to get fulfilled, to complete that fulfillment. Until you don't get fulfilled or till that desire does not get fulfilled, that pressure is always there back of the mind subconsciously. Like that we have enormous burden weight of so many unfulfilled borrowed desire. I still remember that incident way back in 2007, I suppose. I was sitting and working on a system, and one of my student just drops in the office and says, "Hi, Deepak." And I say, "Hi, I love you." And we hugged each other and said, "I said, where were you for a long time not seen?" "No, no, I have gone to Phuket." And then told, "You should go to Phuket. What a place it is! Right? It is like one beautiful resort of, I think, Lee Meridian, and there is a huge ocean in front of. Then there is a beach, and then there is this resort, and then backside is a huge mountain. In the middle of the mountain and the ocean and the beach is this resort. It's so beautiful." I got so excited about the whole thing. In front of me, he opened the website also. He opened that whole drama and he showed me the entire. It was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And I said, I also want. He said some new nice package is also going on in three-day trip, 3 days trip you can do with your family for this much amount of money. And I said, it's really a throwaway price. I said, yeah, yeah, you should definitely go there. And yeah, and he went. After he left, my mind is doing all the calculation there. When can I go? This I came back home and told Vaishali, my wife, and my son, this time we will go to this year and all. In fact, if that person would not have come, I had no idea about Phuket and Lee Meridian. Then I have still not gone. It's now 15 years. 15 years, Phuket is still waiting for me. Okay, I am waiting for Phuket. Nothing has happened yet, but that incompleteness is still in my mind. Okay, one day I will go. But subconsciously, I have to allocate some amount of energy to hold that desire that is not completed. No, and I realized it is not my personal desire. I didn't have desire to go to Phuket or Pattaya or to Bangkok. I have still not gone. I may not go also, but I realized like that how many of us have actually borrowed desires. After that incident in 2007, I realized I should not have borrowed desires. Every time I see something, I feel. Recently, we finished the marriages back to back in last 1 week, and after discussing with Vaishali, when Arya grows up, we also will get something like this. Moment I started saying, what a nonsense! You had no idea about all this. Just because you saw 4 5 weddings like that, but you also have picked up borrowed desires immediately and nullified it. And we'll see at his time after 6 7 years what to do. We will think about it. But otherwise, I will have to carry the borrowed desire of this wedding till my son gets married or gets wed, and I have to hold on this for next 7 years. I don't want to waste my energy to hold on to a desire which is not mine. Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you holding millions of borrowed desires? Yours must be only 10%. 90% of your desires, sit, introspect, and check, are not your desires. Somebody put into your head, or you borrowed it from somebody else. It's not worth it, because even if you achieve it, you will not feel fulfilled, because it was never the desires anyways. Only those 10% of desire which are actually your aspirational values about your own life, when you fulfill it, you feel complete about it. So please check, delete, drop, dump, trash can all the borrowed desires. Be honest to yourself. You live a very life of tremendous freedom here and here. That belief, let's start this beautiful, beautiful day. Here we go. So guys, go get set and